everybody is not a friend. You have associates, and then you have friends, and then you have family. So right now, they are my family, and I love that. Us as a group, we've always been a very dominant group, very headstrong, very ambitious, but I'm just proud of my girls. I'm proud of them. We're all going off to college, whether it's Atlanta, Louisiana, California, New York. When you just look at us, we have Clark Atlanta and Louisiana, LSU and Xavier and Juilliard and Grambling and Paul Mitchell Hair School. And it's just like, it's crazy to know we were all in the 6th grade talking about boys and cooties and like stuff like that. And now we're about to just start a whole new life. If I do end up getting scholarship money, I feel like it'll definitely be a blessing. I feel like just my household itself, having a single grandmother that's almost 60, still get up every morning and try to work a 9 to 5 just to put me to school. A lot of people doubted me. A lot of people, I'm gonna cry. A lot of people thought I was either gonna die or that, I wasn't smart enough because I didn't necessarily go to elementary school, and a lot of people doubted me. They didn't think that I could do it, and the fact that I'm doing it, and I graduated with a 4.0. I had a 4.0 like all my life, and I worked really hard because you always have, as long as you live, you always have the ability to learn, and you always have the ability to, I would say, broaden your, and that I feel like I want it, and I feel like I love school. School's always been something that I took pride in doing. I put 100% in it. So hopefully everything goes good and I won't have to burden my grandmother and my dad financially with school. Just because it's like I do have other siblings that are going to want to go to school after me. So it's like if I can kind of pave the way, I'm the first to want to further my education and go to college, and even that, go out of state for college. So I mean, being the first is always a couple bumps in the road, so that way the next person will know what to do. So I kind of feel like that is, I'm not necessarily a test dummy, but I'm kind of like setting the standards for my little brothers and sisters that anything is possible. You don't have to be rich to go to college. You don't have to score a 1600 on your SAT or your ACT. You just have to want it, and you have to be open to rejection and failure. In my head, I had a plan that I wanted to start my own practice, helping kids the ages all the way up to 12, just because when kids, you can kind of shape and mold kids like Play-Doh, but once they hit like 13, it's like, no. This is what I'm going to do. I feel like I'm grown. I know what I'm doing for the most part. That's when they're in middle school. That's like 6th grade. They're coming into themselves, into their bodies. But if you can catch them beforehand and kind of help lead them into success and kind of help like get through something, not something that necessarily has to be a tragedy or anything like that. It could be as simple as them getting bullied or them feeling out of place or them feeling like they're a girl but they kind of feel like a boy, like just little things like that, because 2016 there's a lot of changes within the society. So if you can help them get through that transition, so when they do become 12 and 13 and older, they understand kind of more on like what to do and steps to take. I feel like if I didn't have therapy when I had therapy when I was younger, after my mom died, from like 6 to like 12, 13ish, I probably would be angry. I was a very angry kid. I was always mad because I was sick, and on top of that, I was like the motherless kid. So even it's like my good days were really good, but my bad days were really bad. And I had really bad anger issues. So I feel like that helped me a lot. I feel like if my grandma would have waited for me to get therapy, this would be like a whole different outcome, I would say. Going to Louisiana, I am just Asianique Savage. I'm just that. I'm not Pearl's granddaughter, Hollis's niece, Asia's daughter. None of that. I'm just myself. I can be whatever I want to be. I can do whatever I want to do. I'm not in anyone's shadow. I feel like now I have the room to create Asianique, if that makes sense. I have the room to kind of shape and mold not only my image but myself without having to like be worried about somebody asking me like who I am. You know, I don't think anybody's really gonna Google my mom. I think, you know, but like in Portland, like, oh, you must be Asia's daughter. I'm so sorry. And just going to school and not having my teachers know, like, oh, your mom died. Oh, you're sick. You know, that just makes me feel good. Because now it's not more so me feeling like I got something because I have ulcerative colitis or because they knew my mom or they're a friend of a friend of a friend that knew it happened. It's like now, I wouldn't say I'm not special, but now there's hundreds of me on campus. There's 100 ambitious little black girls, you know, that want to, you know, so it's like now I have some competition. So I'm excited.